Hi there. Welcome to TV Montrose. I'm Kim Severe.
And I'm Suzanne Anderson, and welcome again to our second show. Each week we take you to a different location, and today we're at the Manil Collection at 1515 Sol Ross.
The Manil Collection is open Wednesday through Sunday from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m., and it's always free to the public, so come down and check out the new Rauschenberg exhibit.
And today, Bill Thompson, who is the Public Affairs Director, will take us through and show us some of the artwork that's being exhibited.
And teach us a lot about Rauschenberg. I can't wait. Bill Thompson, thank you so much for having us here today at the Manil.
Oh, you're welcome.
So, Rauschenberg is all over town.
It is. This is the first collaboration between the Manil Collection, the Contemporary Arts Museum, and the Museum of Fine Arts Houston. And the show is being shared by the three museums, and it's over 300 works, so there's a lot to see.
Wonderful. Tell us a little bit about Rauschenberg.
Well, he's a native Texan. He was born in 1925 in Port Arthur. He's 72 right now and still working. He was here for the opening festivities and was just a great host to all this. And really, he's been on the cutting edge of art since the late 1940s. The Manil Collection opened in 1987 to house the art collection of John and Dominique de Manil. And it's one of the great private art collections in the world. And the earliest works date back to as far as 20,000 BC. They're prehistoric objects found in caves in France. We also have a lot of antiquities from ancient Greece, Rome, and Egypt. One of the great jewels of the collection is the Tribal Arts Collection, which has important work from Africa, Oceania, and the American Pacific Northwest. And the largest part of the collection are the 20th century holdings, which encompass Cubism, Surrealism, Abstract Expressionism, and pop.
To me, a lot of the exhibits also symbolized a tie between ecology and art. A lot of the industrial symbols he chose related in some way to the environment. It was quite interesting to me.
Sure. Well, Rauschenberg lives on an island off the coast of Florida, so he's very in tune with nature, and you see a lot of this in his work. He loved small animals, and you see, for example, an insect or a goat or a chicken in some of his works. He really took from an incredible range of sources.
And the exhibit that's here at the Manil is representative, a fairly good cross-section of his entire life, correct?
Yeah, it's the most comprehensive exhibition ever on Robert Rauschenberg. It has basically his entire career from the late 1940s through his most recent creations, just the last few months.
Oh my gosh. Well, Suzanne, now that I have my Rauschenberg education, I've decided I want one of these pieces in my living room. And I've decided I should start saving my pennies.
You should start saving your pennies. Well, on our first story tonight, we're going to take you to the Warwick, to the Human Rights Campaign Fund and their Winter Gala, which is a Valentine's party. And Fred Walters, take it away.
Tuxedos, taffetas, VIPs, celebrities, dinner, dancing, laughter. This is all part of the Human Rights Campaign annual fundraising Winter Gala. The Human Rights Campaign maintains the largest full-time lobbying effort in Washington to help ensure basic human rights for gay and lesbian Americans. What type of action, if any, are you hoping to motivate tonight?
Well, very specifically, I want people to call the mayor of the city and thank him for his executive order. He needs to get 500 phone calls on Monday or Tuesday. I also think we need to begin to move our federal, our congressional representatives toward the Employment Non-Discrimination Act. We certainly have some friends, but not a lot of friends on the Hill from Texas. We have to move them.
You were the Advocate's 1992 Woman of the Year. That's quite an honor. And also, we'd like to know, are you still known as the most dangerous woman in Oregon?
My goal now as the National Field Director of the Human Rights Campaign is to become the most dangerous woman in America.
Co-Chair Shanna Ross explains why Houston plays host to the Human Rights Campaign Fund.
Well, as the fourth largest city in the U.S., Houston needs to do their part, to do whatever we can to further the cause of gay and lesbian equality. And it is our job, at least I believe it's our job as a community, to put together dinners like this, to raise as much money as we possibly can to send to Washington. Because even though the money does leave our community and does go to Washington, it comes back tenfold.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. And thank TV Montrose. We're looking forward to great things from you.
Part of the success of tonight's draw is Mary Fisher. She's one of the guest speakers. Mary is best remembered as the person who brought AIDS to the floor of the Republican Convention in 1992. Mary, welcome to Houston.
Thank you very much. It's great to be back.
You're going to be speaking at more Human Rights Campaign dinners?
Oh, well, I have spoken at several already, and when I can and my schedule permits, I just think that it's a wonderful community for me because I feel very much at home. It's like family. I don't often get a chance to talk to a community that is so, number one, well educated on the disease and about the epidemic, and it's almost as if I get support when I come.
Well, Kim and Suzanne, in addition to the celebration going on behind me, local businesses have come forward with tables of merchandise for a silent auction. Mary Fisher gave a tear-jerking speech tonight saying that women and children living with HIV and AIDS are now the lonely and the lepers of the world. She called on the gay and lesbian community to come forward with hope and compassion for them. Donna Redwing, who is the National Field Director for the HRC, said that 83% of the candidates that they support won elections. These candidates support our organization, she said. Also, awards were given out tonight. Shell Oil got the Corporate Equality Award for their support of non-discrimination policies, which include sexual orientation. Chris Bell got the Political Equality Award for his support of domestic partnerships. Tonight's event was an incredible success. Look for an even bigger event next year. This is Fred Walters Jr. reporting for TV Montrose. Back to you.
Kim, Fred looked fine.
Fred looked incredible. And if you need to look incredible, call Tuxedo Gallery. They helped Fred. They donated tuxedos for us to use for that story, and we thank them very much. If you need to get in touch with them, please call 713-592-0114.
And now, on a more serious note, there's something going on in our neighborhood which is affecting many of us.
Let's go to David Zapotowski, who has an inside look at the serious problem.
I'm David Zapotowski, investigative reporter, reporting from the playground at the Woodrow Wilson Elementary School. There's a major problem brewing in the neighborhood that affects the health and the children of the adults that play here. It's a problem so severe that it's pitting neighbor against neighbor, disturbing the peace of the community with angry words and even signs. The scoop of this story is poop. That's right, poop. More specifically, dog poop. You know, that gushy, smelly pile of dog goo that you unexpectedly step into as you go out into your yard to pick up your newspaper, or laying in wait for you next to your car when you're on your way to work. It's there, waiting to ruin your day. We want to know, why is this going on? Why do people let their dogs do their business in the park or someone else's yard, then move on down the sidewalk and leaving it behind for someone else to pick up? Why? We spoke with one such dog owner and asked these questions. Fearing that his house would be pelted with poop balloons or burning bags of poop outside his doorstep if he were identified, TV Montrose has agreed to hide his identity.
Like, man, it just really smells bad. It's just, I don't know if it's my dog or what, but it's like, all I want to do is let him do it and move on.
Our solution to this excuse is very simple. I will now demonstrate.
It's like my dog is really big, and you know, I mean, he just leaves really big ones, and the little scoop that they sell at the store, it's just too small. They don't make a giant size.
Our solution to this excuse is very simple.
It's bad enough having to watch my dog do it, and then bad enough to have to smell it. But to get my hands anywhere near it, oh no, man, just the idea, man, those germs could just jump out onto my hands. I just can't do it.
And our solution to this excuse is very simple also. And they even come in designer colors like hot pink and lime.
We can put man on the moon. It seems to me that we could come up with an invention that you wouldn't have to smell it You wouldn't have to touch it. It would just kind of like just be vaporized and sucked up and gone. You know, if they would come up with that, then I wouldn't be a problem and a menace to society anymore.
Well, thanks to Sharper Image, we now have the poop vac. There is a warning label on it, though, not to be used near chihuahuas and other small pets. We dug deep into this poop issue to find out all the information possible to educate you, the community, on this horrific problem. We're proud at TV Montrose to offer you, our viewers, the most efficient solution to this problem. Take one simple baggie, turn it inside out, roll it down your hand, like so. Grasp your, hold it in your hand and pull the bag over like this. Pull it down, zip it up, like that, and then toss it into the can. Voila. All you really need is respect for your neighbors and your community, and just carry a sandwich bag with you every time you go to walk your dog. For TV Montrose, investigative reporter David Zapatowski, if you've got a scoop, we'll get the poop. Whee!
David Zapatowski, thank you so much for that informative report. Suzanne, I'm going to make a note to myself. Don't get a dog.
Oh, no. I loved it. Well, next coming up, we're going to go to the City Hall. And this is the first meeting of City Hall after Lee Brown signed the executive order banning discrimination based on sexual orientation. And stay tuned and find out what people who talked at City Hall that day had to say.
Let's go to Liana Colmenares.
Hello, I'm Liana Colmenares with TV Montrose. We were here today in the Houston City Council chamber, had a long day, a very successful day for the new executive order that Mayor Brown has signed that would protect city employees from sexual orientation discrimination.
And hold tight and hold firm that this city lead out and be the city known for no discrimination against anyone at any time. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me advise you. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you participating in the meeting.
I'd like to thank Mayor Brown for his courage in recognizing that discrimination based on sexual orientation is as reprehensible and intolerable in Houston in 1998 as is discrimination based on race, gender, age, creed, religion, national origin, or disability.
In the past years, my precinct has consistently voted for various candidates who campaign on promises that when they are elected, things will change. This is the first time in a long time that a real, concrete, landmark change has in fact taken place, and we thank you.
My youngest son, Philip, is gay, and like many, many parents with gay or lesbian children, I'm quite familiar with stories regarding discrimination in the workplace, harassment, and victimization, and I want it stopped. This is not an issue about being liberal or conservative, nor about special rights. It is about equality, justice, fair play, and family values.
Newspapers have pointed out that some of you think this is not needed, and that we as gays and lesbians are seeking special rights. There's nothing special about protection against discrimination because you're African American, or because you're Hispanic, or that you're married or single, or that you're Catholic or Buddhist. The purpose is to grant the same rights, equal rights, to gay and lesbian people.
It's painful to me as a mother to think that some people think they should have the right to deny equal rights to employment to my children. I want my 2 gay children to have equal rights to a job, health, and happiness, exactly as my 2 straight children. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our courageous mayor has made it known that simple tolerance of gay and lesbian city employees is no longer enough. From this day forward, It will be acceptance. Not just acceptance of the fruits of their labors, their talents, and their imagination, but acceptance of who they are as people.
First of all, I'm very proud to be the first openly gay or lesbian elected official in the history of the city of Houston. And noting that, I want to give all credit for signing of this executive order to Mayor Brown. He did commit to do it on the campaign trail, and he carried through that commitment. I am in support of what he's done, and I want to point out a couple of things. One is that this is an executive order. It does not require a council vote. It is not subject to a recall vote. It is a decision by the mayor, and it stays in force as long as Mayor Brown is in office or until rescinded by some future mayor.
We had basically 21 people speak today, and out of the 21, 20 were pro and only 1 was against. I think it was a very successful day for Houston, Texas. Anyway, Liana with TV Montrose.
It was great to see that many people of varied backgrounds at City Hall, and it's obvious where the support goes. Lee Brown's got it.
Certainly. TV Montrose is a pioneer. We are pioneers in our field. We happen to be the first show on television that has been sold airtime to feature issues, stories that affect the gay and lesbian community. Not only do we consider our stories important and our viewers, but we also consider our advertisers very important. So please stay tuned for these commercial messages, and we'll be right back.
Come out of the dark. Open your eyes. Open the Gay and Lesbian Yellow Pages. Advertisers in the Gay and Lesbian Yellow Pages want to do business with you. You'll find the phone number and address of every service, product, or group you need. Share the pride. Shop with our gay-friendly merchants. Use their professional services. Support them. They support you. Pick up a copy of the Gay and Lesbian Yellow Pages at locations near you.
Hello, my name is Betty DeGeneres, and my kid is the greatest. You know her. She's Ellen, and she's gay. For too long, gay Americans have suffered discrimination. As long as our sons and daughters are excluded from the basic protection of law, we must share that burden as a family. So let's not waste one child, and let them all reach for the stars.
The Texas Triangle is a free weekly newspaper reaching over 60,000 readers every week. Available every Thursday throughout Houston, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas, and 20 other Texas cities. The Triangle offers the best in news, features, and entertainment. A 6-time award winner, it's the only gay newspaper to receive an Outstanding Journalism Award from the National Gay and Lesbian Journalists Association. The Houston Press writes, for gay and lesbian news, by far the best is the Texas Triangle. So pick up the Triangle every week. Quality makes a difference.
Slash your wireless costs with phones and pagers from Premier Paging and Wireless. Premier guarantees the lowest advertised price on any Primeco or aerial phone. Plus, Premier has super low prices on pagers and airtime. Premier also carries a complete line of accessories for both pagers and phones. Premier Paging and Wireless with guaranteed low prices and the best service anywhere. There's no need to go anywhere else.
Welcome back.
Thank you so much for staying with us. Next, we have a story on this week's not-for-profit organization, Stone Soup. Let's go to Bridget Holmes for all the details.
I'm here today with Gary Greer, who's a program service manager for the Stone Soup Foundation. Gary, first of all, tell me a little bit about your foundation.
Well, Stone Soup Food Assistance Program is with AIDS Foundation Houston. It's a AIDS support agency. We have many programs for homelessness, education, outreach, and this is the Food Assistance Program where we provide supplemental food for people living with HIV and AIDS. The clients are determined by financial need, proof of HIV status.
And what sort of staff do you have to keep this all running?
Well, it's a small staff. We have 3 employees, and we have a enormous volunteer staff that comes through the AIDS Foundation Houston Volunteer Department.
Tell us a little bit about your special produce counter in there.
Well, we're real proud of we're real proud of the produce counter because we're one of the only food pantries that has fresh produce on a consistent basis. And one of the main sources of that is our community garden, which is right over there at the Multi-Service Center on West Gray. We actually have volunteers and clients that work this garden and grow vegetables, string beans, tomatoes, and we put it out and our clients use it.
So tell us a little bit about your volunteer program.
AIDS Foundation has 60 different selections volunteers can participate in. We call them teams. One of them is Stone Soup. The volunteers here are the people that meet with the clients, do all the customer satisfaction, and basically run the whole operation when clients come to shop.
Also, what about donations, and what do you need most?
Well, we need personal hygiene items, laundry detergent, soap, deodorant, toothpaste. Those are things that you can't buy with food stamps that we can't get at the food bank. If you want to become a client of AIDS Foundation and shop at Stone Soup, call 713-524-AIDS. That's our hotline, AIDS. And if you want to give a donation, call Gary Greer, Program Service Manager, at 713-529-2534.
Bridget Holmes reporting, TV Montrose.
Thank you so much, Bridget. We appreciate the story on Stone Soup. And please remember that Stone Soup does take donations and would appreciate anything you have to offer.
And coming up, Francisco Sanchez is going to be talking to Council Member Anise Parker about what's in store for Montrose.
I'm Francisco Sanchez with TV Montrose, and we're with Council Member Anise Parker today to talk about issues that are important to Montrose and the City of Houston. Does your election mean that the attitudes of Houston voters on gay and lesbian issues have changed?
Oh, I think there's no question that they've changed. It would have been hard for a voter to vote for me and not know that I'm gay. Now, I'm sure that there were some voters who did vote for me and were surprised after the election, but in my campaign literature, in the interviews, our candidate profiles, it was certainly obvious. If you read the Chronicle, you knew.
What issues did you talk about during the campaign that you're going to focus on in your first term?
Largely neighborhood issues. That civic association base I talked about, I campaigned on really neighborhood and quality of life issues. The environment, more parks, but basic city services too. City governments have to do a good job of at the most basic level of government. You've got to get the streets paved. You've got to get the sidewalks poured. You've got to make sure that the garbage gets picked up. And if you can't do that, you might as well stop.
Montrose is changing, and a lot of city services are going to have to change to accommodate that kind of growth. What do you see the city's role being?
You can't stop progress, and Montrose is changing very, very rapidly. A lot of the people who are moving in, my sense is that they're coming in from the suburbs, and they're attracted to the fact that Montrose is close to downtown, it's close to the arts, it's close to the museums, and yet they also want some of that suburban experience. And we're having a little tension around the edges over that. The longtime Montrosians resent the $300,000 townhomes, and I think the city needs to make sure that developers who are working in the Montrose area are sensitive to what's already there.
Let's visit about the parking ordinance. Where is that, and how does it affect Montrose?
I believe you're referring to the permit parking or residential, or decal parking or residential permit parking ordinance. It is off in limbo right now. There's some real problems with the ordinance. One is that the City of Houston is a prime violator. We don't provide off-street parking for a lot of our city facilities, particularly parks. And the second biggest violator is churches. So in order to pass it, we'd have to deal with those two areas. I think it would be really tough going.
Will zoning be an issue again soon?
Not a chance. Now, I supported zoning. I believe in zoning. But I don't think you ought to vote for it more than about once every 10 years or so. Congratulations to TV Montrose. I look forward to seeing you on the air. I think it's a great idea for the best neighborhood in Houston.
From City Hall, this is Francisco Sanchez reporting for TV Montrose.
Thank you, Francisco, and thanks, Anise. We appreciate it very much. Yet another pioneer in our community.
And coming up, a commercial break. Stay tuned.
Slash your wireless costs with phones and pagers from Premier Paging and Wireless. Premier guarantees the lowest advertised price on any Primeco or aerial phone. Plus, Premier has super low prices on pagers and airtime. Premier also carries a complete line of accessories for both pagers and phones. Premier Paging and Wireless with guaranteed low prices and the best service anywhere. There's no need to go anywhere else.
Come out of the dark. Open your eyes. Open the Gay and Lesbian Yellow Pages. Advertisers in the Gay and Lesbian Yellow Pages want to do business with you. You'll find the phone number and address of every service, product, or group you need. Share the pride. Shop with our gay-friendly merchants. Use their professional services. Support them. They support you. Pick up a copy of the Gay and Lesbian Yellow Pages at locations near you.
Welcome back, and that wraps up another evening of TV Montrose.
Thank you so much for being with us. We'll be on next week, Monday night at 8 p.m., and also the show repeats Tuesday and Wednesday at 8 p.m. as well. So tell your friends. We'd love to have you with us. Also, we'd like to know who you are and how many of you are out there. So give us a call or write to us, or send us email at tvmontrose@aol.com and let us know who's with you when you're watching.
And tune in March 16th for our next show. This is Suzanne Anderson for TV Montrose.
And Kim Sevier. Thanks a lot.
Spoke with one such dog owner and asked these questions. Wait a minute. We spoke with one such dog owner.
The Human Rights Campaign. I'll tell you what. Oh, Tom, welcome to Houston.
Thanks.
I gotta get the largest lobbying effort to maintain. Oh God! Can I just look at this stupid script?
To take us through, and we're going to look at some of the artworks that they have, and that just really sucked. I just kind of lost it. They're gorgeous.
I think I should save my pennies, though.
More than your pennies. Yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that was all there was going to be. And their Valentine's event was held. I don't remember.
Valentine's Day at the Warwick.
Well, I know when, but at the Warwick. Fred Walters at the Human Rights Campaign Fund Drive, and that was held at the Warwick, and I'm sorry, it's not the Fund Drive, it's like... And Fred Walters, take it away. I don't know. I don't know what is going on. And I need to quit looking at you on the floor. Warwick to the Human Rights Campaign Fund and their Winter Gala, which is a Valentine's party. And Fred Walters, take it away.
Great. Yay! Happened to be the first television show. Sorry.
All right.
There's a lot there, and I'm trying to figure out how to
Yeah, well, at
segue.
least it wasn't me this time. I'm just eternally grateful.